Okay, we have the transfer case shift assembly for the ChipSpreader here that we're going to go over. There's a couple of sensors on the cylinder that actuates from low, neutral, and high. So we have the sensor on the rod end or shaft end of the cylinder is the sensor for high gear. And then the sensor on the body end of it is for low gear. So they should come clamped right here where you see them, and you can reposition them if need be by loosening that screw there, and then you can physically move it around where you need to. We try to get them the very end of the sensor housing, so the sensor actually slides out like you can see right there. So we want the end of the sensor housing to be even with the groove there in the cylinder on both sides. And then the sensor slides right into the housing there. And what you're going to want to do to set these is have the chipper, so if you know the chipper's in high, so that is cylinder extended, is high gear, and it's going to utilize this. So the sensor's reading where the piston is inside the cylinder. So put it in high gear, and you're obviously going to want this plugged in to the harness on the machine. Have it in high gear, cylinder extended, and we can move the sensor inside of the housing back and forth until we have a little tiny light that's going to come on. I can show you a close-up of the light. There is a little tiny LED light right there. And you move that until you see the light come on, and then you tighten the little tiny set screw. And same thing for this side. You're going to put the chipper in transfer case in low, make sure the switch is in low, and you're going to move, and the cylinder retracted, and then you're going to move the sensor around in the housing until you see the LED light come on, and then lock it down.